Yan. Yan ang intro ko sa aking YouTube channel na MotorJ, kung saan nandito rin ang links. So, nung nagsisimula ako sa motovlogging YouTube channel, so napansin ko na parang ganito yung behavior ng aking mga subscribers. Nung una ko siyang sinimulan, or day 1 ng aking motovlogging, napansin ko na I only have 3 subscribers. At yung 3 subscribers na yon, actually, yun ay yung Google account ko na personal, Google account ng girlfriend ko, pangalawa, tapos may cellphone sa bahay, sinubscribe ko siya, so that's the 3rd Google account. So meron akong 3 subscribers dun sa channel ko na yon. The next day, napansin ko na meron na akong 10 subscribers. So that's the 2nd day. So I have 3, then naging 10. 3rd day, meron na akong 17 subscribers. So, parang nag-grow siya. Tapos, on the 4th day, napansin ko na meron na akong 24 subscribers. And on the 5th day, I've noticed that I have 31 subscribers. So, if I'm going to take a look on that sequence, on that number of subscribers, para siyang sequence. Kaya nga naisip ko agad, parang may sequence yung aking mga subscribers. So, nagsimula ako sa 3, naging 10, naging 17, naging 24, naging 31, and so on. So, may pattern nga kaya? Or, is there a way para malaman ko kung ilan na magiging subscribers ko after a month?
Hey guys, my name is Sir RJ Palisoc from Las Pinas National High School, and welcome to the Math Classroom. So for today's lesson, we're going to talk about finding the general rule of a given sequence. However, since we are discussing this in this modular approach or through video lessons, we're going to start the discussion with the most simple sequences. So yun muna ang gagawin natin. Hanapin muna natin yung mga rules ng mga madadaling sequences lang. Nang sa gayon ay hindi kayo masyadong mahirapan sa pag-intindi ng lesson na to. So, other ways of finding the general rule, maybe we can have another video for that. But for now, we're going to stick with the simple sequence. I mean, sequences that we can find the general rule without too much pressure. Ibig sabihin, talagang kita mo yung pattern, you just really have to find the rule. Parang ganun. Kasi madadaling sequences lang siya.
So, for instance, we have the sequence 2, 5, 8, 11, up to a sub n. So, let's be familiar with the terms used in sequences. So, our first term, in words, our first term, and in symbol, that's a sub 1, is 2. Okay? Our second term is 5 or a sub 2. Our third term or a sub 3 is equal to 8 and so on. And our fourth term actually here is 11 and so on. And as you could notice here, meron tayong a sub n dito. And a sub n refers to any sequence, any term in the sequence. So, pwede siyang pang 10, pang 20, pang 30, and so on. We will call this the nth term. Okay. So, actually, we can find any term in the given sequence by listing all of the numbers in the sequence. For example, gusto ko malaman yung pang 10, I'll just say 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, and so on. I can just simply list them down. Unfortunately, if you're talking about, let's say, 30th term, 50th term, listing the sequence is not a very suggested way of finding the 50th term. But what we can do is actually to find the general rule of this given sequence. So let's have this example. So the general rule is actually of this sequence is a sub n is equal to 3n minus 1. So ano ba ibig sabihin ng general rule na yan? This rule can give you any number, any term in the sequence. So check natin kung tama yung rule natin. For instance, for a sub 1, ibig sabihin yan, you are going to replace the value of n with 1. So a sub 1, ibig sabihin palitan natin ng value yung n with 1. So as you can see here, we have 3n. So if we are solving for the first term, we'll have 3 times 1, which is 3, minus 1 will give you 2. So again, this is a sub 1 or first term. So itong 2 na yan, ayan yan. That's the first term of the sequence. So the second term of the sequence can be solved by replacing n with 2. So we will have here a sub 2 is equal to 3 multiplied to 2 because we're talking about the second term, so which will give us 6 minus 1 equals 5. So that's our second term. And for the third term, we will have 3 multiplied to 3 is equal to 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. So therefore, nakuha natin yung 2, 5, 8. So if you're going to continue with the solution, lalabas lahat dyan ng mga sequence, ng mga term ng sequence na yan. So therefore, this a sub n is equal to 3n minus 1 is the correct rule of this given sequence. So yan ang target natin ngayon. Yan ang hinahanap natin. So hanapin natin yung rule ng ibang sequences nang sa ganun ay malaman natin yung iba pang terms ng sequence na yon. Kasi pag alam mo yung rule ng isang sequence, kahit anong term dun sa sequence na yon ay pwede mo nang ma-solve. So, let us now discuss how to find the general rule or end term of the sequence given some of its first few terms. May mga binigay na terms sa atin, alamin natin yung rule. So, yan. So, we can solve other terms of the sequence. Example number 1. In the sequence 2, 9, 16, 23, find the end term or the general term. So, ang una natin kailangan malaman dito is, yan, parang, in our mind, parang may table siya na ganito. So, n is 1, ibig sabihin, yan yung first term. The first term is 2, the second term is 9, the third term is 16, the fourth term is 23. The first step actually is to check if they have a common difference. Yun yung pinakauna mong malalaman eh. So, there are other ways, pero ito yung dahil nga, we're talking about the most basic type of sequence. So, ang unang matitingnan dyan ay may common difference ba? So, paano ba kinukuha ang common difference? So, you multiply the second term, you subtract the value of the first term to the second term. So, we'll have here 9 minus 2, and that is 7. Do it on the other term. So, you have 16 minus 9, which will give you 7, and 23 minus 16, which will give you 7. So as you can see, the first 4 terms of the sequence revealed that it has a common difference. The sequence has a common difference, and that common difference is very important in writing the rule of the sequence. The sequence has a common difference of 7. So we now know that the sequence has a common difference of 7. So, now the rule will be a sub n is equal to 7n minus 5. So, saan naman nakuha yung 7n minus 5 na yan? This 7 is actually the common difference. And then, the minus 5 here is actually more of like a trial number. So, parang tinest mo siya. Because if you're going to replace n with 1, you will have 7 times 1, which is 7. So, what do you have to add or subtract to 7 para lumabas ay 2? A first term. So, dahil may 7 ka, the 7 minus 5, it will give you 2. Now, we can check that for the next term. So, kung 2 ang ipapalit natin, 7 times 2 will give you 14. 14 minus 5 is equal to 9. Check din siya. For the third term, 7 times 3 is 21, minus 5 is equal to 16. And for the fourth term, you can try 7 times 4 is 28, minus 5, which will give you 23. So, yung minus 5 na yun sa dulo, it's more of trying a number na magiging match dun sa first term ng sequence na yun. And, madalas, kung ano yung, pag tumama yung first term, tama na yun sa second term, third term, and fourth term. Example number 2. In the sequence 1/3, 7/5, 13/7, and 19/9, find the nth term or the general term of this given sequence. So, sa unang tingin, parang medyo mahirap kunin ito kasi fraction siya. Pero if you're going to look at the numerator and the denominator separately, you'll find that there are actually two sequences na may common difference. Okay? So, kung mapasin na natin, for the numerator, we have 1, 7, 13, and 9. And the rule there is 6n minus 5. So, bakit 6n minus 5? As you could see here, the common difference here is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. 13 minus 1, 13 minus 7 is 6. 19 minus 13 is also 6. Sabi nga natin, kung ano yung common difference, yun na kagad yung kasama ng n. So, 6n. Ngayon, sabi din natin, mag-isip tayo ng number na idadagdag or ibabawas dito para mag-match sa first term. So, you have 6n. So, ilan ang babawas natin para maging 1? So, bawasan natin siya ng 5. So, 6n minus 5 will give you the rule of the numerator. Pwede mo i-check, ano ba yung fourth term natin? Our fourth term is 19. O, 6 times 4, 24. Minus 5, you will have 19. So, for the numerator, this is our rule. For the denominator, we have the given terms which are 3, 5, 7, and 9. O, kitang-kita naman that our common difference for this sequence is actually 2. So, that's why you will have the numerical coefficient of n is 2. So, you have 2n. Next, ang first term natin ay 3. So, anong idadagdag natin sa 2n para maging 3 siya? So, if you're going to replace n with 1, so 2 times 1 will become 2, at kulang siya ng isa para maging 3, so we'll have 2n plus 1 as our rule. So, hence, the nth term of the given sequence is a sub n is equal to 6n minus 5 over 2n plus 1. Example number 3. So, find the nth term of the sequence. Square root of 11, square root of 17, square root of 23, and so on. So, again, sa unang tingin natin, dahil may mga square root siya, parang medyo mahirap siyang sagutan. Pero dahil nga, may mapapansin kang parang common difference. Naisip mo na there's this sequence is same like the previous examples. We are only concerned with the nth term of the radicand kasi lahat naman sila may square root. So, kung tatanggalin mo yung radicand na, yung radical sign, so you will have the sequence 5, 11, 17, and 23. And actually, the common difference of this sequence is 6. Masin natin ha. 11 minus 5, you will have 6. 17 minus 11, also 6. 23 minus 17 is also 6. So, lahat sila, ang common difference niya ay 6. So, sabi nga natin, kung ano ang common difference, yun ang kasama ng numerical, kung ano ang common difference, yun ang magiging numerical coefficient ng n. So, dahil ang common difference ay 6, we will have 6n. Tapos, our first term is 5. So, if we're going to replace n with 1, so you'll have 6 times 1. So, anong kulang para maging 5 or sobra? So, kailangan bawasan siya ng isa. So, 6n minus 1. So, this would be the rule. And if you're going to check, 6 times 2 is 12, minus 1, 11. So, that's the second. For the third, you have 6 times 3 is 18, minus 1, 17. That's the third term. For the fourth term, you have 6 times 4 is 24, minus 1 is equal to 23. That's your fourth term. So now, ibabalik na lang natin yung radical sign. So our nth term or the general rule is a sub n is equal to 6 square root of 6n minus 1. So, balikan natin yung aking problema a while ago. So, let's say, again, I started with 3, then 10, 17, 24, and 31 in 5 days. I have 31 subscribers. And I'm thinking of the 30th day. Ilan na kaya ang magiging subscribers ko on the 30th day? So, based on the examples presented a while ago, anong napansin natin sa sequence na yon? 3, 10, 17, 24, and 31. Yes, may common difference. At dahil may common difference siya, pwede natin gamitin yung natutunan natin a while ago to write a general rule for this sequence. So, the common difference is 7. So, ibig sabihin, the numerical coefficient of the n is 7. So, our nth term would be a sub n is equal to 7n. Is it plus or minus? So, depende sa first term natin. Ang first term natin ay 3. So, anong gagawin ko sa 7n para maging first term niya ay 3? So, if I'm going to replace n with 1, that would be 7 times 1 is equal to 7. Para maging 3, I have to subtract 4. So, 7n minus 4. Therefore, the rule of the sequence based on my number of subscribers is a sub n is equal to 7n minus 4. And to find the 30th term, I have to replace the value of n with 30. So, that would be a sub 30 is equal to 7 multiplied to 30 minus 4. And 7 times 30 is 210. So, 210 minus 4 is equal to 206. So, therefore, on the 30th day, I will have 206 subscribers. Not bad in 1 month. Not bad. So, papansin natin, mas madali yung gumamit ka ng rule sa pag-solve ng isang number, pag-solve ng term sa sequence na yun, instead of writing all of the terms para lang malaman yung pang 30th term. So, parang ganito. Yan. Sinulat mo lahat ng terms, pero kung tutuusin, pinabilis ko lang yun, pero kung tutuusin, kung ililista mo lahat yun sa papel, para umabot mo yung 30, mas matagal pa siyang gawin. Okay? What if inisip ko ngayon, after 3 months, ilan ang subscribers ko? If my channel would be performing on the same routine, I can count the number of subscribers on the 90th day. So that's finding, so that's how we use the rule based on the given sequence. Again, what we're doing in this video are simple sequences only, those with common difference. And for other types of sequences, we will have another way of answering them. For more examples on this type of sequence, especially the harder sequences, you can browse this channel for examples, for more examples, so you can advance study, or you can study other types of sequences na feeling ko mas makakatulong din sa inyo para ma-improve niyo yung understanding niyo sa lesson na to. Again, my name is Sir RJ Palisoc from Pinas National High School, and this is the math classroom. Do not forget to subscribe and click the bell button. Ciao!